We're back in the workshop looking at my CB750 K0, and the more I look at it, the more I like it. I've only just spotted the 8s on the bolts. Original bolts, what more can a man ask for? The main aim at the moment is to make sure we've got a running bike. I'm already sorted out the V55 so that I can send that off and get a registration number for it. I'm not sure, I think it might be something like an H. Things that I'm going to look at today is I'm going to take the oil that may be in it out. Yeah, I'll probably put a bit more oil back in and run it through just to see if I can. I know that there are oil galleries that I could perhaps open up and have a look at, which I probably will. So that's one thing. The other thing I'm hoping to do today is take the carbs off, because although they're free, the petrol that's been in them for years has evaporated and will probably have filled up every hole in every jet. I've got a nice new ultrasonic cleaner and I'm hoping to give the carbs a nice good clean. I might need repair kits to change some of the parts, the O-rings and such like. I might not, we'll see what we find when we get in there. But from what I'm seeing so far, it's looking good. Right, need to get at the oil drain plug. There's nothing on the dipstick. Sounded pretty empty. Again, it's already broken on here. Just temper there. One of the things you can do is pour some WD on these or some silicone oil before you pull it out. I didn't. Right, now, the drain plug. So let's find the right size spanner for that and we'll be away. I would expect it to be a 17, so we'll go with a 17 first. Oh yeah, spot on. I'm not really expecting much to come out of here, but you never know. Let's get this nice new drain pan. Can I get it in? That'd probably be right. Let's see how we go. Isn't that typical? Nicely lubricated brake switch now. Not a lot of oil, but equally, I've seen worse come out of cars when you're just doing a normal service after 6,000 to 10,000 miles. So it's not horrific. Right then, now that we've lubricated the brake light switch and we've got what oil there was in there, I didn't think there was going to be much, and there was actually, about 50 mil, or at least there was some. Just going to pop that back in so it stops dripping. Give it a nice wipe over. Just nip that up. Oops, as I throw that on the floor. Spot all the oil that I've spilt over there, but not to worry. Good job, if you like, cleaning. Okay, right, so I'm on my knees now, saying a quick prayer. Even with a bike lift, you still have to sometimes get right low to get into things. Oh dear. So we're on a 17 again. It'd be that way to tighten, so it must be this way to loosen. That loosened quite quickly. 17s. Dropping things. See if I'm any better at catching any oil here. Now, one of the things with these is they can end up wet sumping. It means all the oil from the tank drains down into the sump here. So I'm expecting that I might find a bit more oil coming out of here. There might be none. It depends, because they may have drained it for export, or... But we'll see. Here we go, nearly there. Oh, look, that's where all the oil was. The good thing about that is there won't be as much corrosion inside, because I've stripped other bikes down where the inside was more corroded than the outside. Oh, plenty of oil. The next thing I'm going to be looking at is that bolt that's got some weld on the oil filter. Now that does cause me a bit of worry. Right, so let me just put something in to catch those last few drips while I move this forward to have a go at this oil filter. So looking at the oil filter, rattle, 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 rattle. It's a bigger bolt. I've tried a 19. Yeah, it's a 19. Now, I don't know if that weld is on the bolt or on the housing or what. I'm hoping it's on the bolt, but I can't imagine what they've been playing at. So, let's see. And I know these sometimes, because of where they are, can be a problem. Oh! It looks like all that weld is on the bolt, which absolutely amazes me. Now what I don't want to do is drop all this into this oil pan. So I'm just, I know I will do. I know it'll cause a splash, but I'd like to try and avoid it. Oh. Now, that welded on bolt, or welded bolt, really was worrying me. But at the moment, I might even reuse it. Just let go. Oops. I put a socket on just to give me a little bit more leverage, that, and I'm getting old and my fingers hurt. Have a look at the filter again. Put that somewhere that it's not going to get oil everywhere. What did I do? Well, at the moment, I am very happy. So, we're going to do the carbs. Ideally, we'll take the tank off. We're going to need it off anyway. Not 100% sure how the tank's on. I'm expecting it slots in at the front, and this is probably just holding this back end down. So I'm hoping to pull that back, pick it up, slide it back, undo it. Let's see how I go on. This being rubber, it'll probably break. Well, that's that side up. Oh, there you go. Now, having recently taken the tank off a Triumph Sprint 1050, I can only tell you this has so far been a million times easier. So, to get the fuel lines off, having looked, One of them's already off, the other one comes through to here. I know the tank's empty already, so I don't really need to worry about it. So I'll have to have a fiddle about with that, which might not be pretty. And there was me thinking that was going to be harder than it was. Conveniently, this one's already snapped off. So they do go very brittle over time, these fuel lines. Let's see how I can get this tank off now. Edging it back. It's catching on something. Let me just have a look around the other side. It's always better to learn these things on full paintwork than when you've repainted it. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. The fossilised thing was not helping. And I've not seen the bottom yet. You're seeing it first. I lied. There is some fuel in here. So with the fuel tank off, that's some probably 40 or 50-year-old dirt under here. I don't know what that's in aid of. The line's coming down for the carburetor. Nothing looking scary there. Wiring, I've seen worse. Lovely little number 8s. Right, next thing is, let's get these screws undone for these carbs to come off. Probably leave the tops in the frame. I've had a go at these and I haven't got the grip. And I'm going to use a tool that scares the life out of me, but probably will do it without too much destruction. Let's just for a little bit of WD. It'll do no harm, it might do no good. So, bit of microfiber cloth. I prefer to use rubber, to be honest, but I haven't got any to hand. So let me see what I can do. I only need to start them. I only want to just start them. There you go. A little bit of back and forth. That's that one done. Right. So, with a bit of luck, there we go. Looks like it needs a clean, but that's about it. I'm suspecting it's going to be pretty intuitive which way these go back in. Probably prudence would say I should put a numbered piece of tape on each one just to make sure, but we'll see. Oh no, I think you'll be fine. So now the only thing I need to do is just finish off by undoing these. Now these should be JIS, Japanese Industrial Standard screwdrivers and screws. Phillips ones fit quite well. I think the point might be a little bit longer, so you may, if you were using them, just need to just bob the end off on a grinder. These pretty firm, pretty fossilised. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a heat gun just to try and put a bit of warmth into the rubber in the hope it'll make them a little bit more malleable. So let's see how we go on. So, having heated them, they came out really easy. Right, so there we have the carbs. Yeah, got a bit of gunge all round. Can't wait to see what they're like inside. That's about as far as we're going to get now. Going to take the carbs inside and strip them and ultrasonically clean them. Just before I finish, what I'll do is I'll pop all the little bolts back in where I can so that the oil's not dripping out everywhere. And it never happens, but I'm just going to pop a bit of tissue in each of these inlets. You never know, might get a mouse or a cockroach, or in my workshop, usually wood lice, crawling in. So let's just not let them have another home. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll be able to see us do a little bit of ultrasonic cleaning next.